William Shakespeare said true hope is swift and flies with swallows' wings. Kings it makes gods, and meaner creatures kings. Hope is a funny thing. It shines brightest in the darkest moments of our lives. It can be brought on by loss, by pain, by memories. But wherever and whenever it appears, hope looks forwards, not backwards. It looks up, not down. Hope promises a future better than the present. That is what hope does best. Hope breeds hope. Hello, this is 3020 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these amazing people have agreed to join me and play the game tonight, and that makes me happy. The amazing people are dun 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 dun. Cara Sophia, please go first.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm
What?
Cara Sophia. I'm a member of the community. See me in Discord. Who gets to post it first?
I'll do it.
Oh, okay. I'm not even gonna try.
Nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. I did it wrong.
Oh, that's the one you go to say really rude things about people. The
Oh,
Discord.
Twitter.
Yeah.
So you mean Twitter?
Yeah. Thank you.
I do role playing. I play Minecraft.
Yes.
I run our beginners game
Yes.
Sundays in the
Yes.
afternoon.
Yes. They're taking it very seriously. I'm watching the chat. I am absolutely loving the in the middle of the week. Oh no, messages in the chat. I laugh every time I see them. I
Yeah,
love
these are-
new players. Absolutely
Yeah.
love them. Yeah,
Yep.
they're a joy to watch.
These are keepers. They're gonna play for life now.
Yes, the message at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday, and you guys don't play till Sunday. It's like, yep, this one is officially engaged in the game. Let's move on. Oh, but not before I remind you to put up all your links, because there's
Oh.
many links you should link. So please link. We'll move along to Bison_Stonefist.
I'm writing my name in the chat. That's me. I'm Bison. I spend a lot of time here on Dirty 20 Gaming. I'm here 4 nights a week. I don't know why I decided to do that, but
It's a choice.
I'll take it as a
Lifestyle
compliment.
choice.
on Mondays I play Jack Aldridge, our not a cop, on the Monday night Buffy the Vampire Slayer game Grave New World. On Tuesdays I run our Cyberpunk Red campaign, which is called Carnage Heights. My players are currently trapped in a high school full of assassins and mercenaries. Good times.
I think there's an anime about that.
Yeah. We've got them exactly where they want us.
Exactly. On Thursdays, I play Encino, the dinosaur dragonborn paladin. He missed the last week, and apparently that was a very, very bad decision on the party's part. So I still have to watch that, and I'm concerned, but we'll see what happens. It should be fine. I didn't hear any actual funeral bells go off, so
you know.
yeah. Other than that, I post a lot of memes and links on the Discord.
Yeah.
My job is really boring, so all night you're just gonna get ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Just mute me.
It's just
Really.
don't, especially if you can't
Ping the
sleep.
Discord again.
Yeah. Well, yes, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's a good place. It deserves to be pinged more than once. Thank you for
And when
putting
you're
up your
feeling,
Twitch.
and when it's the middle of the night and you're feeling quiet and it's kind of like, oh, and it feels kind of empty, you can look and Bison's chatting. It's like, oh, good, I'm not alone.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. I wake up through the night a lot and I'm just like, what is Bison posted?
Yes.
I hit
Thank-
my laptop.
Yes, you did. To be punished for that, you're next. Go.
Okay. I am Wayward Knight, aka Chris. And you can find me all over the place, including the Discord and playing here on Saturday nights as Delilah Stillwater, as well as running our Buffy the Vampire Slayer TTRPG called Grave New World with Sid over here, who's not Sid, he's Jack. Is it this side? I don't know which side. I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing the stream.
Doesn't matter which side. He's definitely a cop.
I also am an artist. I have my stuff all over the internet. If you follow my links, you can check it out. I I sell it, I post it. If you see something you like, why not make a purchase? Support your small and local artist friends.
Make many purchases. Yes, support them a lot.
He said it.
Yes. What? Here, let's start a personal challenge because I'm a dick. So far, as I know, the furthest that one of your mugs has traveled is to Edmonton, Canada. So,
Yeah.
from where you are, I challenge somebody to you're in the Great Lakes region without giving away too much, right?
Yes.
So from the
Yes.
Great Lakes region to northern Canada, I challenge anybody from further away to buy a mug. Ha! There.
You can buy mugs, you can buy prints, you can buy
Well,
t-shirts,
yes.
you can buy stickers,
Yes.
lots of stuff.
We'll set up a different distance related challenge for each of those.
Not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I'm a little tempted to buy that Naps mug.
You are slightly further away. Actually,
I am
I
slightly further
think.
away.
Oh, I don't know. We're gonna have to draw arcs on maps and shit. It's close.
Yeah,
But that's me.
Either. Thank you. I'm trying to stir you up some business on the side here. Let's move along to Thunderscape 7.
Hi, I'm Thunderscape 7 or Robin. I do art sometimes. I mostly am on the Discord, either talking about building furniture or my cat, or both. I also sometimes am just bugging Kevin about uploading videos to
Yeah.
YouTube.
If you're
but-
watching this video on YouTube, it's thanks to her.
Probably. Yep.
But when I'm not hanging out in the Discord, I'm sometimes hanging out here, like on Saturdays.
Cool. I was doing really well, and now it's fall, and so I'm out of focus, and also, it's fall, so I'm trying to hibernate, so I fell behind. Anyway, let's do the thing. That's everybody but me. We've kind of gone through this already. 5 nights a week now. We're here doing stuff. More probably coming in the relatively near future. Can't talk about it. Maybe. But other than that, please join our Discord. It is an amazingly supportive and wondrous place, and you can be up here too, playing, watching, lurking, whatever it is that pleases you. We got a place for that. Character art by Hero Forge. Background image from Pixabay. That's it. Let's do this. Oh, the game system. Necrobiotic. Roll20 and Necrobiotic. Roll20 is our VTT of choice, and Necrobiotic is the game system we have taken the guts out of and made our own.
As per usual.
Ta-da.
That's how one does TTRPG.
That is,
so.
it's in the
That's
first
when you look at
page.
the menu. It's the secret menu. You order it Dirty 20 style.
I don't know. Everybody makes
Like
a big
with Iron
fuss out of
Star.
this. It's on the first page of every TTP or RPG manual ever. Make this your own in some set of words or another. So I do. Speaking of which, let's play our version of this. Things are getting exciting, I think is a fair way to put it. Even with that little in the voice there. Because Artemis, to be painting on the sidewalk, you are sort of hands and knees, right? Sort of.
Yes.
Okay.
And moving to different spots.
Oh, yeah. With
yeah.
different colors and everything. To say that you radiated a visible aura of madness, would that be an understatement? A statement? Or
It would be a statement. I think it would be a I'm done with this shit mixed with
Yep.
madness that could be misconstrued as just
Mhm.
I am frustrated with this town.
Yep, combined with somebody who is utterly committed to the piece that they're building. Yeah.
Hmm.
So there is a bubble of artistic rage, of visceral sensation, as the four of you and the boys roll
And she said
up.
nothing. She said nothing to them when she
Nope.
reached into the car, grabbed her paint, and kept
Yep.
walking towards the city center.
Yep. Urge. Thunk. Thump, 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 thump.
Sid looks to Delilah. Should we try and stop her?
No. No, I don't think we can.
Rubs the spot right at the bridge of his nose. Not even one night. Just wanted one bloody night. Okay. He sets the vehicle into motion to slowly follow along behind Artemis.
So you said one night in you're the player. You tell me in Sid's mind, what time of day is it?
And you had just spent hours getting like some of your ribs
He's taped and
glued back
yeah.
together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not glued.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, well, past check-in time, hotel brain.
Yep. So
Probably like 5 or 6.
perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, it doesn't. I'm asking, and I like that I got the answer in like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Obviously, it's like sundials and shit. But yeah, I know what you mean. The point is, it's just before dinner. Artemis, you're the first one that's going to experience it, but you probably don't know. I'm going to suggest. No, I'm going to tell you. You tell me whether you notice or not.
She didn't spend a lot of time there. She left the main circuit.
A few steps in, like no more than sort of like you walk away from the car and around the first corner and heading back into town. All of you hear a single boom of a cannon from the middle of town, and there's a big puff of white smoke that comes up in a ring straight up from the middle of town. And everybody starts to move. The people start coming out of the hotel and out of the spa and out of the restaurant and out of everything, and they're pulling off their fancy clothes and sort of jogging towards the perimeter. Most 12/14ths just sort of waiting for the shift change to end, and the other 1/14th pulling off their purple or their blue and gold uniforms and piling on the fancy wear and running to try and, it's not very graceful, this is shift change, they're running to try and get near the front of the line for the restaurant, the hotel, and the spa. First of all, Artemis, you run into that. So they're the ones that are coming towards you, they're jogging, right? Because they're pulling off their finery. How do you respond to that?
She's got her, her gas mask up, goggles down, like she is working. Like she will take note of it and like clocks it.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term. But she's on like one track.
Yep.
And is going to just graffiti the shit out of this main triangle area.
I've got a Blues Brothers quote. We got half a pack of cigarettes. We're wearing sunglasses, and we're on a mission from God. I know that's a misquote, but yeah, Artemis is, things are changing. Whatever. Don't walk on my art, right? It's so. Where do you want to start your? Is it a masterwork or is it a string of? Is it a story? Are you Banksy? Tell me. How do you?
It's a mix. She's got 2 plans. The first one is she's going to be starting in like, because you said it was like there's the triangle of the buildings.
Yep.
And they kind of go around in that triangle, and so the middle is kind of always open.
Oh yes, it is.
And so that was the plan, was to go there.
Okay. Perfect.
And so. Yep. She is going to start, and I believe, if I remember correctly, you said that there's like a mix of like the blue and gold on the ground too.
Oh yes, everywhere. It's ubiquitous.
Yeah, and she starts with basically using the green paint to like spray over the entirety of the blue, and turns that into trees.
Okay, yeah.
And starts with that, and then around it in like a circle, she's like going to start like just writing out things like, blue and gold are just colors.
Oh,
like
wow.
Trite things like these kinds of like, why only live, why only be happy for 1 out of 14 days.
Yep. Oh wow. So a combination of social graffiti,
things kind of like she was talking about with Tanesha or whatever.
Yep. Tenetia, I
Yeah.
think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tenetia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to back up almost all the way to the start when you said painting the trees on the
Mhm.
on the thing. In my head, it's tiles. So
Mhm.
have you repainted a mosaic sort of pattern?
Yeah, she would kind of be doing
So
a like kind of a messy
yeah,
mosaic
okay,
style, kind of following that same rule with the paint that she has.
yeah.
Yeah.
So perfect. So this is combination of this giant art piece and all this inspiring graffiti. Because you are inside of the triangle at this point, and it's big shift change, nobody's bothering you. The other three, bang! Artemis goes off down the street. A couple minutes later, poof, the big cloud of smoke and the cannon shell, and then everybody starts
It's traffic.
shift change.
When you say cannon shell, you're talking like a blank
Yes,
or like
basically.
an actual okay.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a
like
yeah.
they didn't
Poof
fire
guy.
actual artillery, did they?
Nope. They fire. It's a cannon pointed straight up, which is why you end up with just the old ring of smoke at the after it. It's just powder.
Yeah,
But,
just
yeah.
the powder charge.
Yeah. So,
Just making sure.
oh yeah,
These people are nuts.
yep. That was the last place that had the 24-hour fireworks. This one's completely different.
Oh yes, just equally unhinged, but
Mhm.
completely different.
Yes.
Sid understands the shift work.
Yep.
Like I think if like this were a normal situation, Sid would be a little bit more involved.
Yep.
But most of his ribs are still broken.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He's very much in the I'm in too much pain to put up with this right now, so I'm just going to ignore it.
Sure.
I think it's fair.
Which is easier because during shift change, no one is trying to clean the car. No
Oh,
one is
thank
asking you
fuck.
what they can do, all of that stuff.
Forgot about that.
They seem to
Allegra.
be reacting to us at all.
They are basically going around you like you're a rock in a river. The
But
ones that
they're
are
not looking at us. They're not looking at us askance.
nope. You're during
Like
shift change.
we're
There's
supposed. Well,
yeah.
but they're not looking like criticizing us for why we are not shift changing.
Nope. Nope. During this shift change, there's a distinctly different feel to the environment. There's a whole bunch of people officially not giving AF. Like they're not, I don't have to help you. Excuse me, but I do not need to help you. I got a thing to do here. Yeah.
Yeah. So Allegra's still sitting in the back seat of the car and is humming, and I mean sometimes looking around, but more feeling
Yep.
around.
Mm-hmm. It's this. Oh. You're. If you would like, I'll give you the choice to make an empathy play. You said feeling around, so yeah. If you want to get a feel for the crowd, technically that's hearts.
I think I would like to,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to. So right at the moment, Allegra is feeling. Allegra has been imagining, what if I were expected to serve others for 13 days? And, I'm watching them going around and being abled. And what would a disabled person do?
You have not seen.
And so she's feeling kind of small and kind of frightened. I mean, she pulled off the arrogance and all of that in the role, but underneath of that, she's kind of terrified.
Fair.
So
Sort of being small then.
I am going to make an empathy play.
Yep.
And I am going to so Allegra has also seen what Artemis is doing, and it's like, she spent her time meeting the needs of the people, and I spent my time fitting in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's disjointed. So she's terrified, she's disjointed, and so
Yeah.
I'm going to make a play to sort of reread the room in a inspired by Artemis. I'm going to sort of read where are the faults, where are the possible disruptions.
Okay. Yep. So,
Although that doesn't really get me anything wise. It doesn't add any other things. It doesn't add any successes, adding another card. But it does enable me to discard the rest of my hand at the end of the play.
yes.
So, okay, so that's going to be 3 successes because it's
Okay.
2 hearts and it totals 8. Actually, where's my 8? No, I don't have an ace of hearts because it also adds 1 to the play, and I'll play another card too, which happens to be a 2 of diamonds, but put those in the discard pile. So that's 3 successes as she's actually she's using the empathy to try and move from where she thought she was to where she wants to go.
Okay. You get quite a bit. I mean, for 3 successes, you get a lot of information. The big obvious one is they dislike this phase. Nobody likes shift change. It's not comfortable. There's no rule. There's rules for it, but it's kind of a cessation of the rules, and that itself makes them uncomfortable. There is no room in this system for anybody who is unable to serve for 13 days out of 14. There's none here. So statistically, probably they'd make you leave, would be the conclusion I would draw.
Also, just side note, have we ever seen any children here?
Not in the inner ring.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there are children, but they're out in the yeah. And as to where you want to go, what was your intent with that? Who or what were you looking for?
That's more. Allegra's used to making a place for herself.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's more reading. This is this is empathy. This is receptive.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So.
Yeah.
So the final thing that you gain from this is that I'll give you the reason why they're just going around you. You were told at the gate you can't stay more than 14 days. But they didn't finish the sentences without joining the city. So for the next 13 days, you've kind of got free reign. If you act like a snob, they'll treat you like one, and if you act like a servant or somebody treats you like a servant, then you're expected to act like one, kind of, but you haven't taken the official oath until the 15th day.
But it still messes with their logic process.
Yeah, you're still, they don't know where to put you. It's happened so seldom that they don't really have a place to put you. So I'll let you process that for a little bit, and we will move on, because driving the car, I believe, Delilah, right?
Yes.
Yes. So
yeah, me and Delilah were up front.
Yeah. So you're not having to weave because, like I said, they're going around you. They're completely ignoring you. Nobody's offering to clean it or polish it. Nobody's trying to fluff the pillows and the dragon-colored pillows in the back seat. Nothing. You're the first one that's going to be able to see, as you get to the center of town, Artemis out in the middle of the triangle. The triangle has currently stopped moving until the end of shift change. So they all just literally put down their palanquins because everybody had to get out of them because they're not fancy anymore. And then some of the people holding them got to run inside, and some of the people had to go and do other stuff. So, but you're the first one that sees the center of town. What is your response to that?
I mean, response to the shift change, response to what the town looks like during the shift change.
To all of that, plus Artemis being rage arting all over the square.
Delilah's kind of just staying back and watching.
Okay.
Because this is hyper fucked up.
Yep.
And I think she has the car ready in case she needs to like go over and scoop up Artemis.
Yep.
But like she doesn't really feel the need to get involved at the moment.
Yeah. You're just pedaling, building that pressure in the car, and so you're getting ready to go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Let's go back to Artemis. Absolutely no one is bothering you.
And she's fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a statement because if nothing else, even if someone doesn't acknowledge it,
Yeah.
it's there until someone does something about it.
Fair. Yep.
And I think for the inner part of this
Yes, please.
design that she's gotten, as far as like finishing up that, one of the last phrases she has is, "You are only as enslaved as you make yourself be."
Mm-hmm.
Just things like that are very
yeah.
calls to action, like things that like they might not be thinking themselves because they've gotten so used to just how things are.
Oh yes, yeah.
Now, like, okay, Tenetia did said that, like, they don't know how
Yes.
to be outside of this, and it's like, well, yeah, it's scary and it's gonna be hard. But kind of just all that kind of stuff. And I think she's just, that's what she's working on for a good while.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say that's sort of half an hour at least.
Probably. Like it's because I'm assuming it's like it's rather big. It's on the ground, so it's gonna take some time.
Absolutely. Even the art attack guy used to speed himself up to get it done. So I got you. So you've got that time to do that. The other three of you, you can see at about that sort of 20-minute mark, people are starting to get where they're supposed to be. So it looks like the break is only, like I said, about half an hour. And that's when it's going to just settle in and everything's just going to go back to normal. What do you do? You're all basically in the square now. Do you drive the car right up to where Artemis is, except just not on the art, but up inside the triangle?
No. So I don't want people swarming the car again.
Mm-hmm.
But so, I do have it primed in case I have to speed in there.
Okay, I got you. So you're planning a way to get through the circled wagons, the triangular wagons. But yeah, I got you. You're getting ready. Okay. Sid, what are you like? You've got a solid 20 minutes to process what's going on here. The shift change you get, but Artemis arting all over the place. The car just sort of like everything's, the whole thing is just sort of hanging in the air, right? But there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's all balancing on a pinpoint.
It's like, I think Sid is trying to figure out what his role in all of this is going to be, as injured as he is, and revolution's not really his thing, even though that's what we're kind of trying to do in Florence.
Yep.
He doesn't naturally go against the status quo as
Revolution isn't really our thing, he says as the third revolution starts.
that last one
It
wasn't
didn't
his
start
fault.
it.
That last one was not his fault.
Verite started that one.
I wouldn't call it a revolution. I would call it
Mass destruction.
mass arson.
Mutually beneficial arson.
Anarchy.
Yes, but back into this place is rapidly approaching the exact opposite of anarchy. The blue and gold is about to take over again. This little bubble that happens once a day is about to pop.
Watches one of them like look for a second shoe. He just sort of points it out for them.
Okay, at the end of the break, when everything's all the palanquins get lifted back up and they all start going again, you all notice they're just not looking. There might as well be a mirror over there that just bounce, bounce, bounce.
Not looking at what?
At the
Us?
art, at the art.
Oh, at the art.
Yeah. Like this is beyond New York levels of jaded. This isn't jaded. This is intent. There's something like they can't process it, so they're just not gonna look.
Well, and once she was done with that inner part, she was going to start branching out into like the actual walkways.
Ah,
Like,
okay.
yeah, she
Yeah.
was, because like it's all people powered,
Yep.
so it's like
Mhm.
not like she's going to get run over by a car, you know,
So
and she can easily move out of the way. She's
so-
like not trying
yeah.
to cause harm to people, but
Mhm. So when you step
Instead of horns, it's just the guy going, "I'm walking here."
So as you step in front of one of the palanquins, what do you do? Step out and you're trying to like draw stuff between them? You said you'd step out of the way when they didn't run over you, or
yeah, kind of like actually waiting till one passed and then work behind them
Yep.
until the next one came.
Yep. Okay. So you step in and start to draw. And the first one you jump out of the way and it goes by. The second you step back in. This time you wait till it's a little closer, and it stops. And it's like a reverse domino thing. It's the dum 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 all the way around the triangle. It all stops because you're in the way.
Oh, she will use that to her advantage, and she will prolong that as long as they will let her.
Yep. Now
It-
it's
like,
Dr.
she was-
Seuss. The east facing they weren't Sneetches. What were they? The east facing and the west facing. They
I
had to
can't
build
remember the
highways
names,
around
yeah.
them because they would not take not one step north, not one
I think
step
a part
south.
of her is trying to see, like, are they going to try and stop her?
Yep.
Like,
They do not stop, and you have struck the central weakness. We said last time there's no government. It's been like
Mhm.
this so long, and everyone accepts it 100%. You have done something that they don't have the response to. It's not the job of the followers to deal with you, and the people in power can issue all the orders they want. It's not their job to make you
she's
stop
not a variable
either.
they planned for.
There's no cops.
And so
right,
she will
and so-
just stay in, like, that
Mhm.
area of finishing her stuff. Like, she
Mhm.
will disrupt the process.
Oh yes, yeah, and that is all it takes, because there, any normal at some point somebody would go, we'll go around, or even if not, well, hey, a second line of palanquins, we'll just go around the outside. Ha ha ha. No, there's nobody even. There's no plan in place. There's no response. They just stop, and it just freezes.
If she continues and is continuing to make art across the path, as she moves out, does it resume over it, or does the art on the pavement continue to hold them?
If you try and move out of the way, Artemis, they will walk over your art. That they're
She's
not
fine
worried
with it.
about.
She-
They
she's
just
That's
won't
not
run.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the you're in an Arthur Dent. See, I'm just gonna do
Mhm.
all night. Your Arthur Dent
But
line in
she
front
is
of the
going to-
bulldozers now. As long as
She
you don't
is-
move, they can't wreck your house.
She is kind of going to in an arc around, like, again, kind of doing these trees and the mosaics,
Oh,
kind of
yes.
covering up the blue and gold. Going to write, "Don't you ever think for yourself,"
Right.
kind of in an arc, so that the person behind her can see it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, as long as you stay in the way, they don't move. The people in the palanquins, the people pulling the palanquins, they can all see it. You've kind of forced it on them now.
Yeah, because she noticed they weren't looking, so she's like, "Fine, I'm
Yeah.
bringing it to you."
Yeah. The palanquin closest to you, one of the people holding the front of it reads it about 100 times. You just see them, they start to mutter the words. And they just open the hand that's holding the palanquin, and it kind of, the other ones, and hold it up, but it's tilted slightly. And they just reach up and start undoing the uniform. Just drop
There
it
we
on
go.
the ground and turn and start walking. They're just shedding the blue and gold as they walk. They're not heading, you can tell, they're not heading home. They're walking right up the main street of town towards the gate. They're leaving.
And she will just
One.
Yep, one. And she will like start by like, because it's a palanquin, so
Yeah.
like she will like start doing designs like as close as like getting it like weaving around the people's feet because like they're not moving,
Oh,
like kind of making a
thank you.
point.
Thank you for getting so close. You go to, haha, I'm going to paint something around your feet. When you get close, they back up one step. And the whole circle goes one step.
And so she'll just continue it moving backwards instead
Yep.
of forwards.
So they do slowly step onto, like they're crossing where your art has been as you sort of push them
But
this
then
way.
more of that, she's moving she's basically
Yep.
moving it backwards. Yeah.
But what you do notice is that some of the people carrying the palanquins are hop stepping and things to not step on the art.
When everything starts to like back up,
Yep.
Sid bursts out laughing, looks to Delilah and is like, "I'm not watching this sober. I will be right back." And he slowly gets out of the Orchid Mobile and heads to the restaurant for a beer.
Yep.
I figure that her thought process is, how long will they just keep walking backwards in order to avoid the issue?
Yep.
And granted, she did drink alcohol with
Yep.
Tenechia, so
Yep.
she is not sober either.
Yep. And the paint fumes. We all know, anybody
yeah.
who's seen a Bob Ross video knows what paint fumes do to you.
And yeah, just madness.
It's cleared the turpentine off the brush.
yeah,
okay.
As much as they will like keep moving backwards, she will continue the design more, and
Well,
every now and then intersperse like words.
it doesn't take long because you like oh man, my head is just, it's just vines with words on them and like little leaves and flowers coming off as you slowly chase this palanquin backwards one step at a time. About 5 steps into it, they all get back to like, because they're used to going this way, so the ones that just left the spa get back to it, and the ones that left the restaurant get back to it, and the ones that left the hotel get back to it, and the people in the palanquins, they're in reverse. They open the doors. The people in the carts are in reverse. They get back out and go in.
Some of them are still soggy from the spa.
Yeah, it's just, and
Raisin time.
nobody knows what to do except follow the rules. So dunk, 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 dunk. If you go all the way around the circle, you will end up with a circle full of empty palanquins and this art that starts in the center, and then this big triangle that goes around it, chasing the palanquins all the way around. That's going to take some time.
Oh, she will take all the time. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So the other 3 of you sitting in the car, you see the effect. Like Sid, you said that first one and you start to laugh, right? Another one. They
It's
have
all
to
very
get
Alice
out.
in Wonderland.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the cards and stuff, and it just yeah.
Yeah.
It in my head, it can't not be funny.
Oh, absolutely. Delilah, you're sitting in the car ready, like you're pumping the spring is as tight as it's going to get. You guys are ready to go. Just like spring into action and disappear down the road. Click, 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 click. What do you do?
I mean, she's starting to find it funny.
Fatalistically funny.
She fucking hates it here.
Yeah.
So, like, she doesn't want to get in the way of Artemis's revolution, but like, she's like, if I had a torch.
From the back seat, you hear, and over your shoulder, Verite hands you a torch. It's all made out of his little steamworks, and it's burning blue gas instead of like a fire. It's a metal steam powered torch because it's Verite.
Thank you. It was more theoretical, but I think I have an idea. And Delilah is going to get out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And basically say to Stefano and Verite, if shit goes down, pick us up and drive. But Delilah's going to go into, let's say, the hotel.
Okay.
And look for, are these places fancy enough to have fire alarms?
What they have is staff standing around the perimeter, one of whose duty is to yell, "A fire! A fire! A fire!" if such thing occurs. With exactly that accent, so as not to disturb your, so you can look around and decide whether you want to finish your
Excuse me, everyone.
appetizer
There
or not.
seems to be a fire.
That is not a flambe.
Don't mean to be a bother, but you appear to be
Okay.
flammable.
In that case, idea. Delilah wants to find the cannon.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, no.
I like this. Yep.
I know exactly what
Yep.
she's doing.
Delilah's heading for the cannon. I love it. Nobody's going to stop you because there's no cops.
Okay.
So you just
Mhm.
we're going to leave you looking for the cannon. We're leaving Artemis backing up the wheel. Sid's going for what was Sid?
Sid, I was going to say Sid comes back with a pitcher of beer and a couple of.
Oh right,
glasses.
you went for drinks. No, we're gonna do the in the bar thing. So
Okay.
yeah, okay. Because I gotta you could wait to see this, so which means you have to wait, and that leaves us with Allegra in the car. They're just like boom, 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 boom.
crazies.
You and the boys. Oh, behind you, you hear tick, 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 tick. You turn around, and Stefano, especially at the mention of protect the car, you turn around. He's winding this little device up, tick, 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 and you can see sparks coming off the end of it.
Well, because they also had these steamers they were pointing at them last time.
Yes, I was just
too.
gonna say, and Verite is fiddling with one of the steam tubes from the putt-putt boat process that you guys had before.
Oh, that's where he got those.
Yep. Yeah, there was like a dozen of them across the back of the raft. He turned one of them into the big steam sprayer, and he's fiddling with another one now.
So Allegra's gonna sort of, turn around, as she sees what the boys are doing, and asks, "Are you limited to doing that in the car?"
Oh no! As long as I'm within about 5-6 paces of them, I can nuke them. If I can get them to touch each other,
That's right, because at the courthouse you were inside. You weren't in the car.
yeah.
So what are you doing still in here?
Artemis did say no electricity.
That
was before the
Fair.
revolution.
That was before.
Yeah.
That is future Artemis's problem.
Yes. So he said, what is he doing in here? As in still in the car?
Yeah. What? So she says,
Yeah.
What are you still doing in the car?
Nobody told me what to nuke.
What do you want to nuke? What's a nuke? I'll sort of turn to Very What's a nuke?
An inappropriate reference in this case. There is no nuclear power involved. He's talking about a direct arcing weapon which has a range of about 5 meters.
Thank you.
It is, however, conductive. Yeah, metal stuff. And he cranks it again, even though it's completely unnecessary.
So what do you want to nuke?
And you see him sort of scanning like some sort of lord of the realm that's been asked for someone to pick, a victim. Oh, that prick. And he points over at somebody who is just backed out of a palanquin and is heading up the stairs towards the restaurant. And the only thing, you wouldn't know this actually. Yeah, that he looks like all the other posh people out there right now. There doesn't seem to be anything that makes them stand out from the others.
Drive-by cruelty.
He's dressed like he's from Florence.
I'd like Raz to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll kind of turn to Veriday. And what are you doing?
Waiting to drive the car.
From the back?
Nope. This is where I'm waiting to drive the car. When I'm driving the car, I'll be in the front. Should I drive
Does
the car
it take
now?
much prep time?
No. Almost none. Just enough time to get to the front.
What should I be doing?
That's a strange question. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to take this whole city and sort of shake it up, but and shake it like a snow globe and set it back down and see what happens. But that's not really very realistic.
I haven't got a snow globe, but this will shake some things up. And he tries to hand you this. You didn't see the putt-putt boat. It's a metal ball about that big around, a long tube on the end that kind of trumpets at the end of it. And you can see the ball part of it is very warm. It's not red hot, but it's like you wouldn't want to touch that part of it.
So I saw you use the electricity on people. Can you use it on things?
Stefano say, I'd zap anything. Yeah, as long as I got time to wind it up. Things, people. Verite says,
I suspect
the neck of this is full of metal pieces. Just push here.
How heavy does it look?
The pieces itself is not that heavy, but you can see his arm. They're not straining to hold it up, but it's because of the ammunition that's in it. It's fairly heavy. Yeah.
I think this town is not very accustomed to things going awry.
As evidenced.
And Verite nods deeply. I used to know what that's like. When things are the same, it's nice. You don't have to think too much. It's just the same. Same as yesterday, same as the day before. Hasn't been like that for a long time.
But I think it's that way here.
Uh-huh. I don't like it here.
So how did you get out of your Sameness.
Artemis took me to the scrap in a cage.
Also,
Mhm.
volcano.
In a cage.
It was literally in a cage. Yes.
Mhm.
And then when we came back, I
So
didn't
you
need
had
it.
to be nudged.
She didn't push me.
I didn't say push, I said nudged.
Oh,
Well,
metaphorically.
except if it was in a cage, she pulled you or something. But in any case,
Metaphorically. I see. I took the cage off myself, but yes. It was a lot. And I'm only one person. This is a whole town. How do you put a whole town in a cage and then take them out?
that's the question, isn't it?
You
Or
open
we
the
could just
door.
leave.
We could. And Allegra's just going to sort of sit back in her seat and do some more thinking.
Okay. Um.
Sit in the restaurant.
Yes. Let's do. You went for a drink, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Because it went so well last time.
yeah. So you walk in. This time you get it now. Like you're not any of the. You're not. It's today's not your day, but you're also not in the blue and gold, right? You are outsider. So you know if you just walk in, they'll ignore you. So you just
Yeah,
walk
it's pretty
in.
much exactly what he does. Like everybody's trying to figure out, how do we go back in? What do we do? How
Yeah.
do we do this? Just walked right past.
Because you went in there before they actually started backing things up. So yeah, you walk into the bar and walk up to the bar, and the bartender is the only person in the room that's looking out the window. And as you look, you see the thing has stopped. And you look back at the bartender. And he's like, "Oh, sorry." He looks up and down. And, "Hey, what can I get you?
I'll have a beer.
Big one?
Yeah.
New here?"
Just does that
Kinda.
look.
Yeah.
More of the this place is a lot.
Yeah. He puts the full pint with the proper small head on top of it in front of you, and you see him take another pint glass, shake the water off of it, and put it under the spout, just waiting. It sometimes takes more than one.
That's fair. You should have seen the last place we went to. He has a big draw from the Stein.
As you put it down, he says, "Odd, was it?
Loud,
Oh,
flashy.
I'll bet you it was nothing like this." And he points over your shoulder, and he's just grinning, and he starts to pull, even though you're only half done the first one, he starts to pull the second pint.
Turns around to see what he's talking about.
You see 4 fancy folks back into the restaurant. They back up to the little maitre d' station. The maitre d' gives them money. They give the maitre d' a piece of paper and start backing up awkwardly towards a table. There are other people in the restaurant still eating in the forward direction because, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know what happens once they get to the table.
There's somebody already there. Yes. Yeah. I'm saving that for the next 6 seconds. I want to see how Sid responds to just this.
He's just sort of watching. He's like,
and because you look out the window and you see now that the whole palanquin chain is in reverse.
Well, yeah, it's
You're an engineer, right? It's like what cause. Oh, look, and then there's Artemis out there just backing him up, like like the person in front of the tank at Tiananmen Square. I almost didn't say it, but fuck it, this is that heroic.
Yeah. Sid looks back to the bartender. I'm going to need a shot too.
Clunk puts the pint next to you. Scotch, is it?
Scotch.
And he puts 2 big glasses, big heavy bottom glasses on the table. Ice?
Splash of water.
and splash of water in the bottom of each one, puts them down, pours a good couple of ounces in each, hands one to you, and then holds up the other one. Has a nice drink. Oh, that is good. Well, let's see what happens next. I've only been here like 6 months, by the way.
Why stay?
Special skill. I do this 13 days.
Just shakes his head.
The people back up to the table and start sitting on the laps of the people who are already there, who just sort of make it work.
Sorry. Bison has all sorts of terrible things he wants to say. Sid would not say any of them.
The next group backs in, and it's kind of somehow worked its way all the way. The pressure, the backup seating pressure has kind of stopped the people from coming in. Like, that line's empty now. There's nobody still coming into the restaurant. So the people they don't have anywhere to go. So they're just going to start piling up. And this has to be happening in all 3 buildings.
They just hand them plates and, just eat standing up.
And he has a big drink before he finishes the sentence, waiting to see them take the food back.
Sid's eyes just sort of like, it takes him a second, I think, and then he gets it.
So yes, I think I remember where the gate is. Would you like a bottle? And he reaches under the thing and pulls out a bottle of that scotch, a sealed bottle of it. You want one of that to take with you? I'm going to take as much as I can carry. I think it's going to work well as a currency.
Good bottle of booze is worth its weight in gold.
And so, yeah, there's a really nice bottle of like 12 to 15-year-old oak aged. Somebody's still been doing, oh no, it's been 30. No, this is like 35-year-old oak aged. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah,
it's the stuff. It's the best scotch on the planet. And he starts just pulling bottles off the wall and piling them into a backpack.
Yeah.
There's
going to lean over and draw himself a third pint.
Yeah.
And, sit back and watch the show.
Yeah. It doesn't take long because now the servers are in on it too, and they're trying to take orders and trying to figure out how to untake an order, and it's falling apart. It is just like it's like watching a knot form instead of somebody untying a knot. It's like watching a knot self-tie.
Rube Goldberg disaster.
At that moment, Delilah, I saw you mute. You find the cannon. It's an old howitzer set in the middle of a small circle. It's like it's this big around. It's got a whole bunch of powder charges next to it that are preloads, and there is on the other side a series of brass monkeys. That's actually what they called the brass things that held cannonballs.
Mm.
So there's actually on this side the brass monkeys, the rolling stock that it takes to move them, and a bunch of ginormous cannonballs. Nobody's guarding it because it's not shift change time.
Delilah is going to load a powder charge.
Yep.
And send it flying.
So you, boom. Artemis, you're backing the thing up. Allegra, you're sort of watching from the vehicle with the boys. Sid, you're inside the bar. Boom, goes off. And 1/13 of this locked up population audibly all at the same time goes, oh, thank God, and turns and runs for home because the brake's been sounded, so they know what to do. So now you've got some people running for home. You've got other people going backwards through their day. You've got other people trying to go forward through their day. This has, if anything, added to the mayhem. Artemis, you
And then
noticed.
I set off another one.
Yes, yeah, Artemis, yeah.
Wait,
The
well, I
palanquins
wait
are
like
falling.
5 minutes.
Yeah, oh yes.
I wait like 5 minutes.
Wait the 30 minutes. Let them have their break.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And Sid needs a little time
Give
to go
them the
sober
union
up.
break.
Yeah.
So the first one goes off. The second one goes off after half an hour. 30 minutes later, Allegra, you're sitting in the car and you hear Verite go da 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 da, boom, boom, and you hear him start counting in his head.
1812
He
overture.
did that in the scrap too.
Yeah, yeah, but he's also got this perfect sense of timing. He knows it's 30 minutes, so yeah. He's got a very, very dry sense of humor, Verite does.
What
But
does
that's a sense of humor Allegra would totally harmonize with. So
Well, yeah, you know the songs, right? So yeah, you grin. He kind of looks at you and blushes for a little bit, and then says, "Should I tell you next time?" In 29 minutes and 24 seconds, 23, 22. Should I tell you?
Yes.
Okay.
what does Artemis
about
see?
3 bars ahead, 3 bars before.
Okay. Artemis, you're backing things up.
As
The-
these ones are going off.
As the first one goes off, things get a little weird because 1/13 of the people that are holding the palanquins just drop their corner and bolt, but the other ones don't. So they're all by
Hopefully it was the ones on the opposite side of
Yeah,
the guy that already walked out.
some of them are now on their side, and as soon as that happens, as soon as the first one falls over, now all heck is breaking loose because they're all trying to back up, but there's one that won't move. It won't follow the rules, so they're literally backing into it. It's like watching a slow motion train wreck. One partially. By the end of it, there's like one person pulling each palanquin until it runs into the next one. It just gets odder and odder and odder as it all comes apart.
She will keep going until
Mhm.
she is fully all the way back where she started
Yep.
of this triangle of just with spray paint. She's got green all up her arms and
Oh, yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah. Yep. Somehow there's glitter again everywhere.
stuck in her jacket. She can't
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Yeah, in the folds of the jacket. So at that moment, the only person that isn't currently outside is Sid. So the bartender's leaving. They're piling up on each other in the restaurant. The people that are there for pre-drinks are there for the people that are in the way of the people that are there for post-drinks. Because
Yeah.
And in all of that, you are 100% ignored because you're not wearing blue and gold and you're not screaming for attention.
Honestly, Sid's kind of people watching at this point. This is utterly hilarious to him because he's now 2.5 pints deep
Yep.
and a couple of shots.
Yep. You got your bottle.
Yeah, he hasn't touched that bottle. He's
No.
still
Oh,
using
no,
the
no.
stuff that's
Oh yeah, there's a bottle there. Yeah.
Some other
there's a whole
stuff there
bar.
concealed.
There's most of a bar
Exactly.
behind you. Yeah.
Sid definitely prefers to be ignored. His ribs hurt too much.
Yep. She's just sitting there drinking. Perfect.
Yeah.
Outside. Artemis, you get to the point. Bump, 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 bump. The last one. They're all empty now. Everybody's gone. Well, not everybody, but there's not enough left to pull any more palanquins anywhere. You imagine also that you've seen inside too, Sid. Part of the staff leaves every time the gun goes off.
Mhm.
But
Just people
oddly
waiting for
enough,
food.
nobody seems to be coming back in half an hour
It's not
later.
their day. Or it
Yeah.
is their day.
Mhm. Yeah. So order at its most basic level is breaking down. Nobody's having a day today. The great
Mhm.
truth upon which the whole thing is based, every person has their day, is no longer true.
Once Artemis either gets back to where she started or all of the palanquins have fallen and she has no
Yep.
direct line. She's not like, gonna go, like, she's not gonna disrupt the flow of the text
Yeah.
or whatever.
There's
She'll
no
move to the
flow
doors.
left. Yeah. Okay.
She'll move to the doors of the buildings.
Okay. Which one?
The
There was a restaurant, a
hotel.
hotel, and a spa, right? So
The
you're
hotel.
going to go to the okay. And what are you doing? You got like the grand marble steps and the towers and
hmm
Yep.
She will continue the kind of the trees, the vines up the steps.
the greening. Yes.
Yes, and then right on the door, for this one, she'll write something like, "You could be doing anything, and you chose this." And then she'll move to the next place,
Yep.
and
Yep.
just existential questions for these people.
Absolutely. It's at this point that all of you start to notice that the people are leaving, but none of them are coming back. And as you look, you see the city gates are open and they're heading out the doors, pulling off the blue and gold.
Is there anyone left in the city? So how many people, what percentage roughly of the population seems to be leaving?
Because they're only coming out 1/13 at a time, overall, probably no more than 20% are going to leave. The rest of them have just gone home and then not know what to do because they're supposed to have their break, but it went bang again. So, so only about 10 to 20% of them are breaking the loop, even at this point. That's enough
Even
to
though the loops,
cripple this economy.
yeah, even with just one
Oh, yeah.
shift
There is
breaking
no
the loop.
loop. There is no
yeah.
loop left. This place is broken, but only about 10% of them have managed to break it in their heads and get out. The rest of them are going to realize real quick that they have to. But
So as we get, Allegra kind of leans over and says, "No, I need more than 4 bars. Give me about a full minute in advance."
okay, and he goes, "Oh, in that case, 3, 2, 1, go."
And Allegra starts humming, and the song starts swelling. And this is 1812 over. This is the
Yeah.
calm part before it really
Oh,
gets
yep.
into the battle.
Uh,
And she starts imbuing it with images of heroics and claiming what you want and all of that. And I have 4 successes if I do it disruptively and excellent, because my queen is a 2 of spades.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
it spreads to everyone here.
yep.
But I'm aiming for inner reality, and thanks Artemis has made it plausible.
Yes.
So that is 1 success, 2 successes to get it to everyone here, and a 3rd success for a duration to lengthen it.
To make it spread. Absolutely. So
But I need
Yeah.
and I'm relying on Verity to help
Yeah.
me time it for the cannons
you want to go off
that
on
are
the
then
boom.
going
So
to
yeah.
disrupt, because this is
Yeah.
what's all making this plausible.
Absolutely. So I love this. This is So you get that set up. The rest of you know for the purposes of this, know the 1812 overture. You know what's coming. You know about how long you've got until Allegra's doing her thing again in the back seat and making the world weird with music. But we'll have that conversation eventually when things slow down. But she's
Things never
starting
slow
to
down.
just building and building and building. You can feel something huge coming. Sid, you can see the car outside, and it's just kind of reality's kind of starting to waver around the car. Maybe it's the drinks, but none of the rest
I
of
was gonna
reality.
say,
The rest of
Sid
reality is
double
wavering in
checks
a
his
completely
hand.
different way.
Yeah, Sid double checks his hand
Yep.
over the car.
I
and
mean,
says,
it's woobly woobly, but it's not the same. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he takes the party outside, so to speak.
Yeah.
Grabs himself another, he double fists it because it's easy to do that with hands like his,
Yep.
big steins. So he's got 2 full pints. Actually, no, 3.
Yeah.
And he
Oktoberfest.
he walks out. He's got the bottle of nice scotch he's got stashed.
Yep.
And he walks back over to the car, hands one to Verite and hands one to Stefano. and then cheers.
Who are marking time? Both
Yeah.
Veriday's marking time, and Stefano's watching for the cue.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they take the in one hand, and you see Verite sitting there looking like a Civil War soldier with his blunderbuss, his little steam thing, and his beer in the other hand. Verite is absent-mindedly scratching under his chin with the pointy end of his zapper, and you can see sort of every once in a while a little bit of his beard goes. He's just looking around, and you can see the look on his face. He's like spoiled for choice. He's trying to figure out what to zap. Delilah, you've set off the cannon a number of times now. You can keep looking back over your shoulder. You see the scene behind you. Mayhem has ensued. What next?
I think this next charge is probably the last of the powder charges.
Okay.
And she's very much contemplating whether she wants to. So the brass monkeys,
Yes.
are there actual cannonballs
Oh yes.
over there?
Oh
Okay.
yes. Yep.
Um
Yep. And they're huge. They're like this big. There's no way you'd carry them, but luckily there's one of those trolleys. For
yeah.
Just such a thing. The howitzer is a howitzer. It's aimable within reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking,
It's kind of in a ball socket.
is there it's just countryside and fields and shit around the city, right?
Actually,
Okay.
No. There's the city that you like, the developed part of the city inside the palisade. Around that is ruined city, the original city that goes out
Okay.
for several kilometers, like a mile
Okay.
in all directions.
Like if she shot it out into away from the palisade and stuff, it would
Oh,
just
yeah.
go into the ruins.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's gonna, send off the last powder charge,
Yeah.
and then she's going to start. No. No, she's not. She wouldn't. She just wouldn't. No, she would. She would do it once
Okay.
to make a point.
Do what once? Put load real ammo.
And she loads
Yeah.
real ammo into
Mhm.
the howitzer,
Yep.
cranks it as far as it can go
Yep.
in terms of distance so that she doesn't hit people.
Yep.
But
45
she
degrees.
knows that this boom will be the loudest.
Oh hell yes. Yep.
Double charge.
Yeah. Just the
Um,
compression of coming out behind a ball will make it louder. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is you know what? Screw that powder charge.
Okay.
This is the one that's going to make a point.
Yes.
So she loads the actual cannonball in the ammo hatch and points the howitzer, and on that 30-minute mark just pulls.
It's a much deeper, heavier sound. It's a whomp because this ball gets fired. It shakes the world, and the weird part with howitzers is you can see it. Delilah, like you can watch the ball go boom and get really small, and it start to come down way over there. It's not a fast projectile, right? It's a big arc, but you kind of hardly have time to watch that because as it fires, the base itself drives back into the ground and cracks the ball socket that it's sitting in, and that starts to fall apart in two halves, and the howitzer starts to tilt. Like this red hot howitzer that just fired starts to tilt and roll down towards the back of the compound.
Like,
Those houses.
am I in the way, or
You could just like you're not in the way because you step out of the way when it cracks, but it's heading towards an area that it's not going to it's an open area, so it's not going to kill anybody. You don't have to worry about saving anybody, but it's definitely cracked and broken the central.
Okay.
Yeah. And as it tumbles down the hill, you see it. I mean, it's like a big bell, right? It cracks and shatters. The cannon is broken. The howitzer is broken. The timekeeper, the thing that says it's your day, has ceased to be. And almost as a mirror of that, way off in the distance where almost no one can see, there's a little pff, as that huge howitzer ball hits, but it's so far away, the whole block going up just looks like pff.
Delilah kind of, she smiles like she's not positive that she should be smug yet because
Yeah.
she doesn't know the exact effects of what she just did.
Yeah.
But she's like, I think I've done, everything I can do at this point.
Yeah. So you head
And
back.
she heads back.
So you come out of there. Sid comes out of the bar. The car awaits. Artemis, you're standing at the top of the stairs, and that's when the sound just ripples out.
Yeah, I think, they had gotten that had been happening on and off enough that like she
Yeah.
was ready for something,
Yeah.
but not that. And so I think she actually does end up like dropping the spring paint can.
Perfect. It sort of hits their gun and goes, pff, and then you shouldn't be able to hear anything after a bang like that, but what you do hear is Allegra's song. Somehow, the little sort of quiet song that they always sing, they're singing it with intent this time. And it kind of releases just a moment after that explosion because you guys hear the boom. Allegra, you're like, and now, like, it's time for the boom, right? And so you release, there's this extra wild booming sound that sounds like none of the ones before. And radiating out is this wave of free yourself. It combines with Artemis's song. It's almost like the art that they've drawn starts to grow up onto the people and onto the structures themselves. And it's
Stefano, and I'm going to play a token here.
yes.
So Stefano starts with the figures out what to electrify, and so the music coming out pulses at each of the cannon things in the music with
Okay, yeah.
the sparks helping make it pulse as it goes out, pushing it further.
Absolutely, yeah. He jumps out and finds a metal wiring system that's attached to all the buildings and just turns the whole thing into like a giant Tesla coil that vibrates at the frequency you want. So this whole town is just it's breaking the conditioning. You watch it. People at first you see people just shake their head, look around like, what the hell am I doing? And start to leave. The ones that are really resisting it, you see it's actually making it hard for them to walk. They're struggling because it's all they know. Some of them are all but passing out, resisting, fighting, trying to stay. And they eventually, the last few of them, just curl up and go to sleep as a last defense. You've taken all the rules away. You've shown them that none of them mean anything. All of you together, each doing your own thing, have utterly shattered the falsity of this place.
Sid helped by not taking it seriously.
I mean,
Yeah. And as the overture fades out and Allegra is sort of, seeing the people who are are just so overwhelmed,
Yeah.
the song's going to change to a lullaby
Oh.
So the ones that won't leave.
because it's okay.
Yeah. The ones that
That's a
won't
choice.
leave,
That's
you
a
see
choice
them,
too.
Yeah, you see them just curl up in the corner. When they wake up, they are waking up into a very different world, and who knows? But I presume you're leaving? Is that a presumption?
I think
I think
we already talked
I-
about not
We should get
staying
some
here.
sleep.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
wanted to pick up some food first.
Oh yes,
Yeah, right.
Now
right, you
that
wanted
now
to
yeah,
supply.
now that the system is broken down, you guys can go anywhere. So you can go and get food and drink, and when you go into the restaurant, people are like, get off me, right? Because they're sitting on each other. There's people behind the bar knocking over, like they've been given freedom suddenly. They're trying to steal all the liquor. Like you see them like doing the hoarder, like the stealing from the store, but they've stolen 100 bottles because they just don't know what to do. There's the whole range of reactions to that, to people just walking out the door swearing and ripping up the green and the blue and gold. And you hear one person say blue and gold. I'm colorblind. All this time I thought it was red and gold. Weird. But they're ripping it up too as they walk out the doors.
Artemis is going to, because at this point she had a vision. She's going to finish the other 2 doors of the buildings if she hadn't
Yes.
already.
Oh, yeah. What do they look like?
They're very similar. They're kind of the same. It's the kind of the same thing on as on the hotel.
Yeah.
But kind of with different patterns of the vines,
Yep.
just because, you know, maybe the marble moves, because she's moving it
Yeah.
when it gets to the marble, moving it with the marble
Oh,
like
yeah.
pattern.
With the veins, you bet. Yep. Artisting all over the place. This whole triangle is now just
she has not
Artemis.
gotten to have a big artist thing
Yeah.
in a while. She is
Oh, yeah.
living, and she's going to use it.
Yeah, the art attack guy is rolling in his grave just with just sheer just envy at the size of your project.
Banksy is like, finally somebody gets it.
Now that's counterculture, man. But yes, you by the time you finish that, there's lull is the only word that comes to mind. The people that are leaving are leaving. They're gone. They're either gone or they're at their houses packing up their few meager belongings and heading out, right? They're gone from downtown. Downtown is empty. Except for the people sleeping on the ground. It's just quiet. This place that just bustled before. It's just quiet. You all meet back at the car? Is that fair? I'll get you back to the vehicle.
Makes the most sense.
Yeah, I feel like Artemis like will push her like goggles up and like has this like small like film of like green on her from where
yeah.
she
But
because like spray paint gets everywhere.
you said the goggles on, so you got
goggles
the
and her gas
raccoon
mask,
eyes
so
and
she's got like
and the mask. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the only clean parts of you.
And a spring in her step.
Yes.
Oh, she looks like she looks like she actually slept.
Yes. Delilah comes back reeking of gunpowder, smoke all but billowing off of her. Yeah. Yeah, just and you were so close. I mean, there's little like your outfit is slightly burnt with little spots of gunpowder from all the explosions. Like you reek of your success as well. Sid also reeks. But that's mostly
End
scotch.
statement. No.
Yeah. And
No.
pain medication up the sides. Yeah. But all of you find yourself vented. Allegra, what does it feel like after when you drop the music? What's that like? Is it like the end of a haste spell, or what does that look like?
Well,
I love asking questions players
It
haven't
has
considered
to-
before.
it has to. Well, I mean, she did shift to sort of the lullaby, and she
Yep.
does. I mean, because that's really intense, and these people haven't had anything really intense for a very long time.
Yep.
So, I mean, the humming afterwards is going to be gentle and comforting, and it's sort of like, yeah, there's going to be a lull where you come down, but it's a soft landing.
Yep. I presume these 3 plus the boys were left out of the lullaby.
The lullaby there's no magic in the lullaby.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. So you didn't knock them out in the process. Yeah.
No,
But they
it's
do
not a
hear-
lullaby. It's not a lullaby putting people to sleep at all. Because I had to discard my hand at the end of that point. So,
Yeah, that was a big move.
so
It's a
I
high
got
level
no
spell.
cards.
Yes. So yes, if we make you do stuff, you're going to be taking levels of exhaustion. But my point, by going through each one of you and saying what you did and how you responded to this, is that I'll ask, is it fair to say you feel better about yourselves than you did before you got to this town? Delilah.
I mean, maybe.
Remove a trauma from a source of your choice. Artemis, better than you.
Uh,
Don't you dare fucking lie to me.
I'm not. I'm not. I think
I
as
want,
far as
because the question's
Artemis,
the question's different. Yours
as-
is
yeah,
1 to 3. How
1 to 3
many?
what?
How many traumas does this heal? This cathartic, artistic explosion that is a city block, and you did it in 4 hours.
I think Robin would say that takes away 2. She does not think it like she's
Okay.
like, I got to do art. Yes, she does
Yes.
not view it as making it as big of an impact
Mhm.
as it does.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
issues. But yeah, I think it's a
2?
big deal.
Okay,
Or,
I
yeah.
won't argue with that. Pick 2 of your choice and make them go away. I don't care how little sense it makes. Like, make physical ones go away. You stretched out the. I don't care. Sid, you learned to not take the rules seriously today. So how many trauma does that heal?
Well, he's only got the 1 trauma outside of steel. He's got 1 steam trauma.
Okay.
I think that would actually kind of work for his reasoning, which is a steam
Yeah.
trait.
Okay.
Because yeah, it's not all about the job.
Yes.
You know, he's
Sometimes
been
the
he's kind of
sometimes
been
the correct
company man.
response is a couple of drinks and a good laugh. Yes.
Yeah.
Some
Instead
boy,
of trying to like do
oh,
stuff.
some boys back in Florence tried to teach you that one night, but you went home early.
You had work in the morning.
You had to go to work in the morning. But so yes, take the 1 trauma. Allegra, I don't know if you've got any traumas
Oh
at the
yeah,
moment.
I
Do
have,
you?
I have,
Okay.
I have 2 gear and 2 heart.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you. Is it fair to say Allegra feels like they earned their keep?
No.
Good. Tell me what's the
However,
truth. Tell me what it is.
So earlier Allegro was really impressed. I mean, these people, they want to go to Venice. They want to restore the world. And it's like, wow, that's really cool. And now Allegra feels like these people can do it. And I get a front row seat if I can keep it. So that's the emotion she's got going.
Verity's getting better at this empathy thing. He leans forward and hands you like 90% of a beer. I take. Welcome to the. It's good to be a sidekick. No, that's not right. Welcome to being a hero. I don't like beer.
And she'll take it, and she'll take a big swig. And then she'll chuckle and she'll say, I don't either. And hands it over to Stefano.
Stefano takes it. Yeah, some of us never learn, and he's double fisting it in the back seat. And I know it's really early, but I cannot imagine a better spot. Are you leaving town? That's the only question left. At this moment
I
of
think
catharsis.
once the resupply happens, I think
Yeah, you
maybe.
resupply and
Yeah.
off into appropriately, yeah, almost into the darkness. It's just getting on tonight because the thunder and fun started at about 5 o'clock, and you were going every half an hour for several hours. So let's make it, let's do. What the hell? You're riding
Right
off
off
into the
into the sun.
sunset. Let's
I was gonna say,
literally.
That's what
Yep.
of course we do.
The Orchid Mobile, festooned as it is in dragon-colored cloth, silver and gold, and 6, dare I say it, happy human beings.
One that's a little more green than she should be.
One's a little more,
In the Orchid Mobile,
more smoky.
yes. Oh yes, with
with
smells
random
and
patches
paints
of
and oh yes, yeah.
random patches of shininess on the car.
Oh yes, you guys are you guys are not TV heroes, right? You're burnt, you're bruised, you're literally burnt, bruised, exhausted, and and broken. So yeah, you're yeah. But by gum, I think we've done it. I think it is fair to say that all 6 people in the car at this particular instant in time, as you ride off into the sunset, are happy. Drop the curtain quick. Anyway,
Before we have time to change it.
30.
Satisfied.
Is that
as
30
Louise.
episodes? 30 I think close. That's got to be close to
32.
32
Today's 32.
episodes. Yes, to make you all
The game
happy
is
at the same
so-
time.
The game is so allergic to the word that Zoom cut out Kevin saying happy.
That's because I made it like a sound. Yes, thank you, Zoom. But oh my goodness, short but intense. I had no idea what you guys were going to do in this town. I love every bit of it. What I want to see, yes, Dark Raven, celebrate with water. What I really want to see is what that place looks like in the morning. Like when the sun comes up and there's all these stunned people walking around, but there's all this art all over everything. And I'm going to
I
spend
just
most of the
kept
week thinking of that.
seeing like
And some of them like actually
Campus
looking at it
chalk
for
art.
the first time.
Yes. Oh, yeah, exactly. Like chalk art, but paint. That's the style I saw, but painted, right? Because you got it. Plus, that's one hell of a can of spray paint. If you think out the mileage that thing painted, just the green one, never mind whatever color you use for the flowers, but never mind. It's a story. Guns
Plot
have
paint.
infinite bullets and you have infinite paint. Yes.
I was gonna
You just
ask,
have to
like,
move
you
it
want
out of
me to make a
your
play
field
for
of vision
this?
for half
No.
a second.
No.
The old school reload.
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while when it's narratively familiar, you for some reason pull up the can of paint and go chunk chunk. And start it.
It's one she made herself.
Thank you for
Heavy duty.
highlighting. Thank you for the message. Thank you for watching, everybody. Posture check. Yeah, take that personally. Be sitting like this for the last. Never mind. My shoulders touch the chair. When I go to
Stretch
bed
up
at
and
night, it's called a
sleep
bed.
back.
The rest of the time, they're up here. But anyway, thank everybody for this. Thank you so much to Robin. I've been waiting to see what Artemis Unchained looks like. Sorry, I stole that. Artemis. Artemis.
Unhinged?
Artemis. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, we'll
Artemis.
just put the gap between the art and the MS.
Womp.
I've been waiting to see what happened when Artemis broke, and of course it was magic and monstrous art. Beautiful. Tied in really well. Karis, thank you for playing Allegra. In my head, your magic made that art real for a second. It made all the vines seem real. It made all the words sort of come up off the floor and mean something. Like it kind of went whoomp at people. I didn't stop to explain it because it wasn't my scene, but that's what I saw. So thank you for that. The two of them worked really well together. Sid, me until I quit drinking, absolutely appreciates what Sid did today. She's like, nope, fuck this. Nope, I'm done. Nope, I can no longer help here. I'm gonna go get drunk and watch.
I can't be sober for
This
this.
is what this is like patio drinking, right? This is where you go to a city you don't know and you sit outside on a patio and drink too much over the afternoon. Yeah.
Which is pretty much what he did. 4
And yet,
hours.
and somehow you turned it into a learning experience. So you see,
Rainbow.
yes, a cathartic rainbow experience of positive alcoholism. So thank you for that. It's only a game, kids. Don't drink until you're an adult, and then it's your own damn fault. I'm not going to tell an
That's a
adult what
message
to.
of some
I'm
sort.
not going to tell an adult what to do. If you're an adult in your state, do whatever the hell you want. Until then, behave. That's the rules, right?
Teenage you would have laughed at that.
Oh, teenage me would have did take that as a personal challenge. Actually, my parents figured it out right away. If we catch you, you're in shit. Was the rules? It's like, fair. I can play by those rules. Let's go. Anyway, before I forget, Wayward Night. Oh, Chris, Delilah keeps just keeps finding ways to break what's left. Like you broke the mold that you were put in, and then you broke the one around that, and now you're breaking the one around that. I'm waiting to see when you finally find Delilah, like where Delilah is, how many more times you have to break stuff to figure out who Delilah really, really is.
Called self-discovery.
Yes, by explosive means. It's like this
She
rule
had a
doesn't
little
apply
bit of
anymore. This rule
pent-up
doesn't apply
steam.
anymore. Everybody did, and by letting it all out tonight, you guys relieved traumas in the most realistic way I could possibly imagine for this group doing it. And in my head, by the way, the boys in the back seat also got a couple traumas each back, even though we haven't been tracking them. They weren't doing any better than anybody else was. So they both had their things. So they're both feeling a little better too. In fact, as you
Yeah,
drive out through the
that's
city.
the title for the video.
Art, Anarchy, and Alcohol.
Anarchy and alcohol.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Stefano had to recover from the traumas from the beating Verite gave him.
That's
Yes.
true.
He also, he also had to, and I'm glad he did, figured out a way, a constructive way to use a very destructive thing, that Tesla coil. So using it to enhance the magic burst. I like that very, very much. And Verite has a new person to talk to and shock by his ways. So that makes Kevin very happy. Everybody else is getting kind of used to Verite. He's dropping these and I don't like beer things, and they're all like, thanks. It was so much fun to watch you go and then reach out. So yes, thank you. Yeah. I also want to thank all of you for letting me play Verite and Stefano. Playing one long-term NPC is probably DM NPCing, and I probably shouldn't be doing it. Playing two of them is just stroking my ego with both hands. So thank you all for letting me do that. It's so much fun. Two more thank yous to all the fine folks in chat. And to all the folks watching on the VOD, thank you. If you liked it and you're watching in that format over on the YouTubes, please hit the button if you watched all the way to here. I'm assuming you did, or you forgot how to turn it off, or you've got it running in the background or whatever. Either way, thank you for the view. Please hit the like button. Put some comments in there. There's only a couple of folks putting comments in, so please, the more you put in there, the more the algorithm likes it, and the more people will get to see it, and we will get ginormous numbers and share the joy of non-joyful joy. Because until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Bye.